you want to go ahead and just start us off with opening statement? Congratulations on the job. We're excited to get you here in Aggie Land, but you just want to start us off with, overall thoughts on coming to Texas A&M.
Yeah, I'm just tremendously excited with this opportunity. I am can't really express what a great opportunity this is, and how excited I am to get to Texas. I actually, my dad is from Waco, Texas, so I've spent some time as a child in Texas in the summers. But I think for me, this was just an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. I'm very passionate about softball. I love to win. I kind of, would tell you guys that I'm crazy about winning, and to be able to have an opportunity to come to a place where they're really crazy about softball and about winning. I think just our views and everything just kind of aligned. And I'm just, happy to get going. I wish I could get on the field right now.
Anybody have any questions they want to start us off with?
Yeah, Coach, hi. Tyler Shaw with KBTX TV here in town. You're obviously on the road recruiting. So what was that like? I mean, you got the job, and I mean, you hit the ground running. So what's what was your thought process and just recruiting process like right away?
Yeah, I mean, I think, this is our busy time of the year. We actually, we can maybe go out on Friday. So I'm flying out today. And then I'm pretty much on the road till July 3rd, and that's my normal. And so the great thing is, Coach Joe had done a great job of recruiting some really talented incoming kids, a couple kids that I'm actually really familiar with. And so I think for me, it's part of the game. I mean, that's our world. And so we're going to hit the ground running. I'm really excited. We'll leave and get out there and be in some new gear. And I think it's part of what we do. So recruiting is our lifeline of our program, and we'll get out there and obviously talk to those that are coming in, and then, start our list, or kind of bring our list over for those younger classes.
And Coach, being in a team that's in Texas and in the SEC, I mean, that's got to be exciting for a coach that likes recruiting like you do and player development. I mean, the talent level has got to be there, right?
Absolutely. And we have a really good rapport. Myself and Coach Harger have a really good rapport with those key organizations in the state of Texas. We've been on the phone talking to all of them and making sure that we're all in a good place. And they're really excited to send more and more kids to A&M. And we have some organizations that, maybe in the recent years haven't sent as many, and they're excited to reopen kind of that pipeline. So the great thing that I love about Texas is Texas is full of pride. And those kids, they don't want to leave Texas. And so I'm excited to keep those Texas kids home, and really develop them both on and off the field.
Travis.
Hey, Coach. Travis Brown with the Bryan College Station Eagle newspaper here in town. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Just what was it about A&M that sold you to make the move, and whether it be the program or the facilities or whatnot?
Yeah, I would tell you, honestly, it's kind of a combination of all. But for me, it really begins and ends with leadership. And so being able to spend some time with Ross and Kristen and Jeff Toole, I mean, it was something that, for me, it's about connecting with people. I'm a firm believer in kind of my ability and my, the staff that we put together, our ability to develop, players, but I have to be in a place where I feel like it's a good fit, and I want them to feel the same way. And so, I mean, the facilities at Davis Diamond are just, I mean, they're the best. I mean, let's just cut to the chase. And, as somebody that, loves to win, and, obviously recruiting is a huge part of our job. When you are able to bring a recruit out and walk them through that facility, I mean, I don't know who wouldn't want to come, into Aggie Land. And so I think for me, a lot of those pieces, are important when you're trying to recruit kids. You got to have a great college atmosphere, which I think we have it, and I think the other piece is you got to be able to have a facility, and then you have to surround not only the players, but also the administration. You have to surround them with good people. And I think that's really the things that are top of my list of why I took this job. And more importantly, I think we can win. I think the pieces are here. And I think we just need a little tinkering. And again, want to thank Coach Joe Evans. I don't know that you can even describe what an ambassador she is for our sport and how much respect I have for her, and just want to honor her. And then I want to continue kind of what she built here.
And you kind of led into my next question. What do you know about the roster? How much do you see the ability to have success here? How much do you might need to dip into the transfer portal? What is your take initially on the roster?
Yeah, I think the pieces are here. I've been able to talk to everybody on the roster returning, and they've been great conversations. And really, they've been more about like, tell me about who you are, what, your family, what are you wanting in this, change of guard, and just kind of hearing from them. I think that's important. And I think, the transfer portal, that's the world we live in. I would be stupid not to dip in there. So there's definitely been some conversations of kids that are currently in the portal that I was talking to from, my previous institution. And so that will continue. The bottom line is that I came here to win softball games, and that's what I was hired for. So I'm going to put on the field, and I'm going to get, recruit the best roster. So again, I've really enjoyed my conversations though with the returning players and those coming in. And I just think, we got to figure out and tinker with and kind of rearrange those puzzle pieces to kind of put together a better fit.
Hey, Coach, Ben Peck with KAG's NBC station here in town. I just was curious. I know you mentioned, I guess, your dad living in Waco. Just what other ties you might have to Texas, having obviously coached out on the West Coast for a long time, but maybe some ties to this area region that people might not know about.
Yeah. So obviously, as a kid, I already said that we spent some time there. I also have some family. He's technically not, I grew up in a Hawaiian family, like very close. And so he lives in the Houston area. So I've been able to kind of talk to him and pick his brain about just the area. Obviously I have two little kids. They're not really little. I have a 14-year-old who will be 15 in August and a 10-year-old. So there's some other pieces that kind of come along with me. And so I think obviously Texas is a state that I've always thought it was a good fit for my family. And I think, obviously talking to he's like a brother to me that lives in the Houston area, and being able to, kind of bounce some ideas off of him. I feel very, very confident that it's a great place to raise a family. And I've recruited there a lot. I should probably tell you that. I have a current kid, on roster at ASU. She is from Texas. And then we have another one that had, can't obviously talk about it, but verbally committed. And we were looking at a couple really big pitchers in the state of Texas. So when I was at Stanford, we had a kid from Missouri City, Texas, and then a kid from Galveston, Texas. So I've spent about 20 years in the state of Texas. And I'll tell you, as somebody that was not, part of Texas, it's hard to kind of pry those kids out, but I was able to get a good handful. So excited to be on the other side of it and know what we're going to be able to sell with just the overall university, the education, and then obviously the development both on and off the field. So I'm excited that I get to be on this side now.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach.
Coach Scott Clendenin from Chip Howard Sports Talk. Glad to have you here. Can you tell us about leaving a program with the pedigree of Arizona State to another program with national championships in its background? It seems like you've been through this before. Does that give you confidence that you can, win at the level coming off a Pac-12 championship in the near future in Aggieland?
Yeah, I mean, this is a business, so I'm not walking into something that I don't feel like I can succeed in. If I'm just being, one of the things you guys will learn is I'm pretty honest. And so I think, for me, it's really about, the drive that I have and the vision that I have of winning not only a national championship, but being in that talk year after year. And I feel like, you know, when I came onto campus and was able to sit down and talk to both Ross and Kristen and Jeff, we spent a lot of time in that area of like what my vision was, what my goals and desires were, and how, you know, how we think that this could really work. And so I think when, you know, I left that conversation, I felt very, very comfortable with the direction, the support, and kind of the vision of the program. I mean, you look at what baseball has done in a year. I mean, they've just been tremendous. I was able to watch a game, their Sunday game last weekend. That I think we were there till, you know, way after midnight. But, you know, I think the great thing about the fan, you know, the 12th man, the fan base is that, you know, I've also been on the other side of it. But, you know, if you put a good product on the field, they're going to come out and they're going to support you. And you know, for me, I love a rowdy place. I love, you know, fans that are very passionate. And like I said, I've been on the other end of the 12th man. When I was at Stanford, we were here for super regionals with both Amanda and Megan Gibson on the mound. And it was an exciting a place to play if you were an Aggie. It was not such an exciting place to play, you know, as a Cardinal. So just, you know, like I said, I'm excited to immerse myself into the culture of Texas A&M.
Travis.
Yeah, Coach, follow up to you there on you talking about being back here for Super Regional at that time. Is it when you talked about Davis Diamond and what they have, and you've been here when it was the Aggie softball complex, is it refreshing as a coach or nice to see the commitment that the university can provide going from Aggie softball complex to where they are now?
Absolutely. And, you know, and that's again, kind of going back to one of the reasons why, you know, I feel like this is a great fit for me. Their commitment. I was able to talk to Mr. Davis on the phone yesterday, and really, we had a great conversation. And, you know, I just told him, I was like, man, that's a beautiful facility that you built, you know? And so I think, you know, obviously, you know, in our sport and really in just in athletics, you know, facilities are huge, and facilities like, you know, Davis Diamond, they don't come around every day. And so I think when you're looking at how you're going to succeed as a coach and how you're going to consistently compete at a high level, you need to have facilities, and you need to have a place, you know, you need to have an institution that really believes in what you're doing, and know that that's an important, you know, and when I say important, that they're going to support, you know, kind of the evolution of the game and the evolution of kind of athletics.
And then I know this is a broad question, but how would you kind of define your philosophy offensively, defensively? How different is it than what maybe A&M fans would have seen here with under Coach Evans?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I'm a pitching person, so I'll spend a lot of time in that circle. And I think, you know, the pitching, you know, really our game, it does really begin and end in that circle. And so, you know, I think that's where I'm going to spend a lot of my time and tinkering. I think we have really good pieces. I've been able to, like I said, to talk to all of the pitchers and really the whole team. And I think, you know, there's pieces there. So, you know, my job is to kind of, you know, get them right, both mechanically and, you know, mentally. I think that's another big component that I typically spend with our pitchers is, you know, I really kind of dive into that mental side of the game, because when it gets hard, you know, are you able to dig deep and continue to perform, or does that moment get too big for you? And really, pressure is not really a thing unless you make it a thing. And that's something that I will kind of continue to preach. It's the same pitch. It's the same, you know, nothing has changed. You just, what's between your ears has made this into a quote unquote pressure situation. You have to be able to execute at a high level no matter what's going on. And so I think I'm going to spend a lot of time kind of in that space from a pitching standpoint. And then I think when we talk about the offensive standpoint, Coach Harger is, you know, we're kind of putting together our staff, but you know, that would be my intention, is to bring Coach Harger with me, that was with me at ASU. And You know, we are, you know, we're a team that bangs. I mean, I think if you look at kind of his development of our hitters over the years, I think you'll be really impressed with his numbers. I mean, we've been in the top 5 in every offensive category, and broken records at a place like ASU that, you know, had some prolific hitters, you know, throughout their you know, existence. And so I think, you know, we will bang. I mean, we're going to hit the ball hard. That's kind of our mentality. And then I think the other thing that I really talk to the girls about is, you know, I'm kind of like, we're going to play with a chip on our shoulder. I know I like gritty. I like, you know, kind of, you know, the underdog role. That's kind of, you know, me, and kind of how I've gotten to where I've gotten to now is that blue collar, like, let's go to work and compete every day, you know, whether it be in practice or in the games. And so we're going to play the game very, you know, aggressive, gritty, and we're going to have a little swag about us. I mean, I think, you know, that's kind of, you know, the game is hard, so we better enjoy it. So we're going to get after it, you know, and we're going to celebrate the good things, and we're going to work on, you know, the things that we need to. But I think for me, that's, you know, kind of the same thing that aligned with the girls, is that we're going to get, you know, get loose a little bit, you know, play the game. And, you know, I'm sure some of you guys might address that. Yes, I've had bat flippers, you know, like, we get after it. I mean, that's, you know, that's kind of the name of the game these days. And so it's not something that I, you know, kind of prohibit or, you know, preach, but, you know, I think that the game has evolved, and I think us as coaches have to evolve as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach, you kind of beat me to it a little bit, but is there any update you can give us to kind of your search for your assistant coaches? And I know you mentioned Coach Harger, but just I guess maybe what you're looking for to fill those other positions with as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, my head kind of goes into a couple different places. And so, you know, that piece is still an ongoing and fluid situation. Obviously, I've been having some conversations, and, you know, I think, you know, there's a couple of ways we can go, and I'm going to kind of leave it at that. I think you guys will be very happy, and they'll bring something to the table. I think the other thing about me is, I surround myself with really, really smart people and, you know, people that kind of compliment me. And so I do not want somebody that's part of my staff that are kind of yes people. I want people that challenge me, and kind of bring a different perspective. And so obviously on the field and coaching and all that, we will all be on the same page, but behind closed doors, I like people that challenge me. I don't think you get better as a person or as a coach, and you can't push the program to the next steps if we're all thinking the same. So, you know, we have some options, some really, really good options, and hopefully we can start moving forward with them.
Coach, there's no doubt you come from a conference, and, you know, with your background in the Pac-12, but to join the SEC at a point in time where the two teams playing for the national championship this week are soon to be members, and what do you think the challenge is, and what do you have to do before they join the league, so that when one of the best softball leagues in the country gets even better, you're established and ready to play at that level?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, that's the good stuff, right? Like the competing and getting better, and, you know, playing with the best. And so for me, I don't really think of it as a challenge. I think it's something that I embrace, you know, something that I really want. And I've been successful at it. And so I think, you know, establishing our culture is going to be huge, right? Getting in and getting with the players and getting in the community. Those things are very, very important. But I think, you know, just tidying up some things, we're close. And I'm telling you that, like, you know, when I look at film and when I watch, and obviously we played A&M this past year at Fullerton, and A&M had some injuries. There were some other kind of extenuating things that were, you know, kind of happening, but the pieces are there. Like, I really, truly believe that. And if you look at our incoming class that are coming in, I mean, you talk about some talent, and then we're going to, you know, continue down that path. And so I don't know that there's something drastically different that I need to do. I think I need to really get in between here and really teach them how to compete every day, how to embrace the hard stuff. And, you know, I think I'm going to have all the tools available to me to be able to do the things necessary to get to that next level. But I'm pretty confident in our ability to develop and really, I think there's just a lot of tools. I know that, that doesn't really answer your question, Scott, but it's one of the things that really excited me about this place, because when you watch, you're like, man, like that it's there. And so it doesn't really scare me. I don't really run from much though. So, that's just kind of me in a nutshell. I'm, a bull in a china cabinet, I like to say. So we're going to get after it. We're going to go after it. We're going to chase that. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you that's, I want to be playing today. And I am very confident with the support and the resources and the ability to recruit and develop players, we can be there.
Anybody else have anything? All right, Coach, thank you so much for taking time to, meet with our media members. We'll obviously have some things in person once you get here, but like you said, we got to get you on the road recruiting, and, we'll see you when you get here.
Absolutely. Thanks and gig 'em. Talk to you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.